led up by Tyler Hansen, number 9 there, the quarterback for this team. Senior from Murrieta, California. Completing about 57% of his passes. He's had some good games, and he's had some games that it hasn't been quite there for him. But he does have his principal weapons back there, including right there behind him, number 5, Rodney Stewart. Looked like a screen was set up. They go underneath, and this is Stewart. And he'll have a first down to the 41-yard line. Hayes Pullard in there for the stop.
You mentioned Stewart, and you mentioned the weapons for Tyler Hansen. Hansen was hamstrung for a couple of weeks. He didn't have Stewart for 2 weeks, didn't have Richardson for 4 weeks. And he's a mobile quarterback, a guy who likes to get out and just dump it off into the flat or short pass to the receivers and let them do all the hard work. And he was concussed himself a couple of weeks ago. Played very sparingly last week.
Also keep an eye out for number 6, Paul Richardson. You see him there in the slot. He also returning from injury. Hansen in trouble. And Rod mentioned the mobility. He will heave that all the way to Louisville, Colorado. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 coming up. Yvonne Kennard in there putting on the pressure. Let's take a look, Rod, at Colorado's offense, beginning, of course, with the guys in the back.
Yeah, well, we talked about Stewart and we talked about Richardson. Tony Clemens is also a solid receiver out there. DeHaan is a really good tight end, catching the ball down the field. And that offensive line has had a tough time with some young players. They've given up a few sacks this season, 28 to be exact. But when you look at that left tackle spot, Bakhtiari is really, really solid.
He's only a sophomore, too.
He's playing with a broken hand, too.
Which we asked, how does that affect him? And the coach says, it really doesn't. Which may be easy for them to say. Has a little room to run. He'll take the shot down the field. That's Tony Clemens on the catch. The one-time Michigan Wolverine gets it into USC territory at the 44-yard line. And a second Colorado first down.
15-yard pickup there. And again, the mobility of Tyler Hansen getting to the outside, getting on the edge, and having a better view of his receivers down the field. And you just also get this sense of confidence with Richardson back in the lineup, that they feel like they can do more. And it doesn't require guys like Clemens to be the star. They've got Richardson out there now.
Got that sense of confidence in talking to the coaches, too, just having those 2 players back. Now Stewart, and that's an excellent play. Breaking into the backfield is Nikel Roby from his cornerback position. The sophomore from Frostproof, Florida. And let's take a look at the SC defense.
Yeah, this is a defense that's getting better every week. That defensive line up front, very, very solid. Tupou is really good, very physical inside, something to deal with. And the linebackers, 3 freshmen. Trey Madden came in late last week for Deion Bailey, who's got a concussion, and Dawson gets to start over Chris Calippo.
Yeah, we will not see Bailey at all tonight, and also we'll show you a change in the USC secondary in a moment on 2nd down and 10 here. Little option to Stewart. Got one block, got a good one, and actually fell over his own blocker, Evan Harrington. But it's out of bounds for a pretty good gain. It'll be 3rd down, and looks like about 3 to go. And the change in the secondary, Rod, at strong safety, they're missing a very good player in Jawanza Starling.
Well, they're missing Starling to injury, and they're also missing T.J. McDonald for the first half, suspended by the league for an illegal hit last week in the Stanford game. You saw Roby make a play earlier, but those 2 safeties, Demetrius Wright steps in, Drew McAllister steps in, and Marshall Jones steps in to replace the 2 safeties that are out for USC. So a new defensive backfield, so to speak, for USC.
3rd and 3. That's Richardson, and he's waved out by Hansen. Slam, successful. Could be to the end zone. Touchdown, Colorado, and Tony Clemens. For Clemens, his 5th touchdown catch of the season, the 15th thrown by Hansen this year. 6 plays, 69 yards, and even the head coach is celebrating.